What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is the Dora IR18 Hype stream. Oh joy, oh joy, oh joy. New Indy car from iRacing, 2018 car. Yet to even be raced. Fun, fun, fun. So we're just going to do some testing here tonight, maybe jump in one of the fun races. Schedule's at Indianapolis for week 13, but yeah, I figure the oval side of things is kind of a little bit more straightforward. The road side of things is kind of what I'm a little bit more interested in seeing, because I think for the most part, at least with the series being at Indianapolis here, you know, officially, unofficially, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be pretty similar to what the old car was, because there's really probably not too terribly much of a reason for it to be any different than what the old car was. Whereas the road courses should probably be a little bit different. I've done 3 laps. I've yet to make it around once. Not even joking here. So I gotta get used to this whole live streaming thing. But one thing I've already noticed with this car is it is way more tail happy. Which, you know, I suppose does make sense, seeing how they did remove the rear wheel pods. But you definitely have to be careful to not get in too hot. We'll see if that changes as I get more practice with the car. So let's just kind of get some laps in here. Definitely twitchy in that corner there. Not gonna lie, Race Room Racing Experience, which has the Formula Race Room US, which if you watch my channel, you've seen it before. Which is basically the Aero kit, Aero IndyCar. You go through turn 1 flat out. It just kind of got there, and I was just like, do I actually take like a corner or just pound on through it? It's gracious, so twitchy. Definitely gonna need to add some rear wing, it seems. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed in Phobius, that they did recycle the sounds, which I can't necessarily blame them. I mean, after all, it is in theory the same engines in terms of, you know, basic layouts. Although I will say, if anyone's watched the preseason testing, you almost certainly will have noticed that the cars definitely sound different this year. They sound a little bit higher pitched, which I would guess that's probably just down to the exhaust layout having to change a little bit for the update. But it definitely is pretty similar. It already feels really pretty much like that, only as expected. I don't have that extra weight out back. I definitely do not see this car igniting the charts of the popularity when it comes to road racing. So Smooth7 asking about iRacing AI. Yeah. That would be the patented empty box answer right there. On one hand, I think it's a great addition. I think it's something that will definitely help make iRacing more appealing to more people, but I'm just not sure it's worth that development time. And I know they've said that, you know, oh, it's a super project that hasn't held up anything else. I'm like, yeah, sure. Sure. Like, that to me doesn't sound like a case where it's like, oh yeah, well, let's have the physics engineer handle the protests. You know, I definitely will do a week 13 race. Try and cram it into this stream here, because I definitely want to try out the oval, but you also got to remember with the oval side of things, I'm probably going to be running this car on ovals for like the next 3 to 4 years at least. So, you know, we'll get there. I just think back to, god dang it. It's kind of weird because I have the window not focused. But I think back to when the DW12 was released, this corner right here, you could get away with that so easily. not so much this time around. So let's go ahead and add in some rear wing. Which, one thing I will say, comparing the setup pages for this car versus the DW12, some things have definitely changed. And by that I mean, if you open up the DW12, which is now base content for everyone in iRacing, there was about 82,000 different wickers, and for some reason, I think things just froze up. We still alive? We still alive? I hope we're still alive. But there was like 82 different wickers. There was, you know, negative wickers, different width wickers, and all that. And then here you just got 3/8 inch upper flap or none, which I don't know. It's kind of a little bit different. It does seem like there's definitely some options comparatively missing. I don't know if that's just because of road course configuration or not. I'm not sure at all what this Strikes Z+15 means. And unfortunately, they didn't explain it in the tooltip down there at the bottom, which is kind of a little bit goofy. But yeah, otherwise, it's pretty much the same here. You do have 1/3 spring option. Let's go ahead and try that out, because I remember when the DW12 came out, the third spring was the Go Fast Boost Juiced, which suddenly like gave your car like 0.4 of a second down the straightaway here. So let me kind of reposition things here. This is kind of set up a little bit goofy because I do generally race in VR, but obviously for a stream that's just not going to work. So I believe we added a little bit of rear wing. We changed the third spring. See how that works out for us. There we go. It definitely feels a bit more like the old car with that extra rear wing in there. I guess the good news is third spring hack. Not gonna third spring hack. Woo! There we go. You know, it is kind of strange with the Camaro, just in general, because, you know, obviously iRacing and NASCAR, you know, buddies, right? But the Camaro, the Cup Car Camaro, I guess we should specify, like, what's going to actually change? It's just a freaking body, unless they're planning on, you know, entirely rebuilding the physics for the Cup cars again. Which I don't follow NASCAR enough to know if, you know, there was a big rule shift between 2017 and 2018. Because I remember they rebuilt the cars like season 2 or season 3 last year. So it just seems kind of strange that that would be the holdup when I swear they said that they had the CAD data, which is in theory what they would need to build the body of the car. That's that, but there very well could be something I'm missing. Oh, too deep, too deep. Yeah, I know there was some, you know, year-to-year changes in terms of the rules and the, you know, packages that they run, but, and frozen. I don't know what the heck's going on here. That's two pretty hefty freezes. But looking at that time there, I'm not going to say that's a good lap at all, but 107.5? That just seems way too quick for the type of driving I'm doing. I kind of wonder what the pros are going to be doing, to be honest. Especially given that this is the baseline setup with just a little bit more rear wing. The day iRacing gets flat spots, it's the day I break my steering wheel. Damn, square tires all over the place. This car seems... It seems about the same speed. Like, it doesn't feel faster to drive. But I remember when the DW12 came out in iRacing originally back in 2014, we were running here and we were doing like 109s in like standard normal weather, because obviously you have to count for iRacing's tire model and like the mega speed that you can attain in cold weather. Like 109s, 108s was like a pretty solid lap. I mean, I would think it's probably actually supposed to end up being this... Don't talk and drive. Should end up being roughly about the same speed. Because they removed downforce over where they were from the aero kits. But it's not like the old car had no downforce at all to begin with. Like, I want to say... Let's just run as low as possible. Holy smokes. Let's try the good old iRacing speed hacks here. But when they added aero kits, I remember reading that they had about 800 pounds more of downforce after they poked the hole in the floor to limit how much downforce the floor was generating through the ground effects. And they say that this car is like 1,000 pounds less than that. Now you figure the 2016 kits versus the 2015 kits, the original ones. You know, some of the smaller little updates. You know, maybe you get that 200 pounds of downforce there, and you end up back to square one. Kind of pogoing through there a little bit. Yeah, I have to say, I'm honestly kind of surprised that it's not more different from the car iRacing currently has. Because it's just kind of one of those things where iRacing has made so many improvements over the last couple of years in particular. You know, you think back to the Porsche 911 Cup car. Like, that was the first car that was actually somewhat properly drivable. Like, over the limit and not, like, insta-death. Like, if you slid that thing, like, no biggie. You know, not just talking recovery, but just, like, you know, grip loss in general. And I kind of thought that that's a little bit more of where iRacing was going. Because every car that they've released since has definitely felt a good bit different than, you know, really before that build. Whereas this feels... it's about the same. Now granted, of course, we're just kind of farting around here. What the hell is going on here? Okay, I keep having massive stutters. Actually, not even stutters, just flat out freezes. Yeah, I read that post by Dave, and I was kind of like, okay, where's the actual substance to this post? You basically have written what we already knew. There's nothing new here. There's nothing all that exciting here, other than, oh yay, new tire model version 7 coming in June. Yay! Maybe. Yeah, and the funny thing is the jargon. People were all like, on the forums, just like, oh my goodness, look at how much Dave knows and all that stuff. Like, okay, yeah. There's a lot of details. Like, I'm not saying Dave doesn't know anything. Like, don't get me wrong here. But the way it was written was not difficult to understand, nor really all that intimidating. I think in that sense, he actually did a pretty good job of making it somewhat consumable if you're the type of person who reads a freaking blog post on tire models. I mean, it's a good post, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. It's kind of pointless. Alright, I'm going to go back to the baseline setup here. Just entirely without the changes or anything like that, and we'll see how we fare. And then I think we'll kind of, actually just 1 second here. I'm just going to close a couple of... close a couple of things here. I don't know. Plus the fact that, you know, so many of the things that the next version of the tire model, it's just, it becomes tiring. Like, I'm glad that they finally said something about it, but I feel like they were just absolutely silent for, you know, really like a year and a half. And, you know, a lot of the flaws have been admitted to, contrary to what a lot of people on the outside seem to think. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm baffled here, guys. I am absolutely baffled. What the heck just keeps happening? So I'm gonna go ahead and jump out here. You'll probably get a blank screen because I don't have anything behind it, and we'll look to join a race or something. See what's out there. So be back in a moment here. Alrighty, so right now we have absolutely freaking nothing going on here. Apparently my schedule hasn't updated. And I'm seeing absolutely nothing. I bet I have filters on. I have filters on. When you're looking at the race guide in iRacing, make sure you show the unofficial races during week 13 because that's where all the good stuff is, man. That's where all the good stuff is. All right, so there's an IndyCar race at Indianapolis going on 8 o'clock. That'd be about 24 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and jump on in. So be just a moment here. We're joining practice. So we'll be back in just a moment. Well, see, the thing is, I don't want it full screen because if it's full screen, then I can't see the chat at all, and that kind of defeats the whole purpose, I think. So hopefully things work out right. If we have more issues in practice, I won't go into the race, obviously, because it's an unofficial race. There's nothing to lose. But no one wants to be that guy. Yeah, I don't have Talladega. That's like the one track in iRacing that I refuse to buy just because I know I'm not going to use it because it's Talladega. There's just no need for me. No need for me to be there at all. Yeah, some of you guys are saying I might have to restart. I really would rather not do that, but we have failed tech. You know, iRacing, you got this thing where you can automatically load setups. Why would you not have that going on here? But we're going to load the setup here from iRacing, the Indianapolis Oval Indy Pit.sto. What are they trying to say here? That we need a pit? Actually, going back to the Wickers, they do have a couple more options here. Emphasis on a couple. But before, you used to have like 50 different Wickers, and it's kind of like, holy buckets. And you do have the wheelbase option still. That's pretty nice. Should probably bind the weight jacker button. Indy race. Guys, we're going to qualifying boost. Alrighty. Gotta put the Q boost on, right? Where's my pit speed limiter, guys? My button bindings are all screwed up. I'm not even joking, my button bindings are all sorts of screwed up. My pit speed limiter button is no longer my pit speed limiter button for some stupid reason. Oh great, and I have the steering wheel offset to the left. my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yep, don't mind me, guys. Just pressing buttons on my keyboard, doing 225 miles an hour here. Now this probably is, I think it's actually 100% safe to assume, given that it defaulted to the race boost. This is definitely not a qualifying setup, you can tell because it is super glued to the ground. It's still doing 232 into turn 1. Holy moly, are we going to be using... We're going to be using 6th gear? The default setup? Come on now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and drop back here. Just keep my eyes on the relative. So I'd like to go ahead and... get in behind someone, so that way we can kind of get a feel for how she's going to race. I'm streaming. What is this madness? This madness is IndyCar Hype madness. That's what this madness is. Now, let's be real. It's a new freaking IndyCar that hasn't even raced yet. Like, what? You think I'm just going to sit here and be like, yeah. That's pretty cool, guys. But whatever. Alright, I have not a clue where in the hell this guy is because I don't have a mirror. And my look left and look right buttons are gone. So we'll have to fix that before the race. Obviously, I usually race on it. For any one of you guys who are new, I usually race in virtual reality, but that doesn't really work with the whole live streaming thing. And obviously, if you're racing in VR, there's really no need for mirrors or virtual mirrors or any of that stuff, so. Oh, really? Come on!
Yeah, don't come right up and break me.
Come on!
Sorry for the guys for getting it.
Alrighty. Should be in range with this guy here and actually get some action. Setup definitely feels like it has a crap ton of downforce on it. Now I saw some guy on the forums was saying that the draft is really big in this car. Which it definitely seems like we're sucking up here. Holy moly! Holy moly! Oh man, there is no arrow push. You just charge on in there, just like, yep. Now let's see if this guy can get back by me here. 3/10 behind. We're not gonna do any evasive draft snake action or anything like that. Let's just see if he gains. Although I guess I do have the qualifying boost on, so if he's got the race boost on, which is what it defaults to, so there's a high likelihood he does have the race boost on, he very well could have no chance of catching us even with the slipstream. So we'll give it another lap, and then we'll go in and we'll fix my button bindings. That way I'm able to actually race. I also got to change the steering wheel offset. Oh, he's a tenth behind. No spotter call. I can hear him. Right rear corner.
Look out, up high, go low.
No, I don't think he's got the.
Car stopped, up high, go low.
The carnage. Arrow push, more like arrow pull. Am I right? It's a good one. All right, let's give it a hot pit entry here. Gotta remember we do have no pit limit button, but generally you look for the white line. That should be pretty safe. All right. Okay, so we need. Let's go back to the default setup, including the boost. I need to look left, look right. That's done. Pit speed limiter, controls. Pit speed limiter. I should try out the push to pass because they did change the push to pass rules, and I wonder how iRacing naturally handles those. But obviously we're on an oval, so there will be no push to pass. Weight jacker. We need weight jacker because, I mean, you gotta jack that weight, yo. And then virtual mirror? Virtual mirror. Now, oh, steering wheel offset. Steering wheel offset. I would be yelling at you guys to remind me of these things, but I can't see chat right now, so, you know, hey. I'm gonna take it easy on you. Ooh, pit lane active. Nice fancy steering wheel. Guys, I was just giving it the Zanardi donut test, alright? That's all I was doing there. Just in case, you know, you ever need it. One thing I will say, it always kind of bugged me that iRacing hasn't put the proper pit exit lanes rules there. So you get people that really slide like all of the way out to the point where they're almost actually back on the track, which you're not allowed to do. And they actually have lines painted so that way it's clear. Like iRacing does these things where they have specific, you know, pit exit rules. But yet sometimes like they just don't even care enough about them, even though like they have them at other tracks. Like, I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I've been black flagged at Suzuka for an unsafe pit exit, same with Watkins Glen, like I'd have a bunch of nickels. But here you can just like get away with bloody murder apparently. And this guy just is not going fast. I think he's trying to let us on by.
Outside. Clear. Car outside. Stay low. There's a car on the high side.
Which way around is the weight jacker?
Still there.
Oh boys, she gonna be extra free. Alright.
Clear.
Well, that wasn't that bad. Yeah, plus should be to loosen it up, negative should be to tighten her up. Why does this car even have a rear wing? It really doesn't. It's funny, when you, I still, whenever I see pictures of this thing in the oval trim, it's just like, they're not going to race with that, right? They can't race with that. It just... You got so used to seeing these big honking rear wings. you know, all around the world in every single freaking form of racing, and then they come out with that cute little thing. I mean, look at it. It's so tiny. It's tiny, man. I should probably change the weight jacker back. I don't think we need it quite that free. Let's see here. We do gotta be mindful of the chance that this guy is running a different boost level. Because obviously this is practice. You can't select during the race. Obviously qualifying does have a higher level of boost, so that way they can artificially inflate the speed. Oh, someone just sent me a setup. Uh-oh. Alright, let's see here. 235. Come on, 235. Give me 235. 234. That's 234.7 right there. Definitely 234.7. I can tell these things. Right? Oh no, there's a rear wing, but it's like a totally pointless, cute little rear wing. We have to remember these cars are so heavily dependent on the ground effect downforce, even in this configuration. Like, I don't know exactly what the official, you know, downforce rating is, but one thing a lot of people don't seem to understand is these cars don't have as much downforce in this configuration as a lot of people seem to think. It's just because they're so light, you know, they're so low, they have the downforce that matters. These things actually produce downforce that's pretty capable to a NASCAR Cup car in this configuration, but nobody would say a NASCAR Cup car has like a metric crap ton of downforce. It's just this perception thing, really. Inside clear. Maybe it's because I've been racing in VR and I feel like I have better awareness there, but I definitely feel like I was not clear there.
Car inside. Stay high. There's a car on the low side. Stay high. There's a car on the low side.
Well, it definitely is. Definitely is really easy to just like flat foot it here on the high side. Woo. Well, iRacing should probably really work on that track surface modeling, because too wide at Indy generally ends up with one in the wall. Once you get out of the groove, there ain't no grip there. That's like why you keep it in the groove. 28 J Collins, I honestly haven't done much with the new build. I started the live stream when I started playing around with the build. So, yeah. Even then, just kind of hamming around. You know, obviously this is a live stream. I'll go back and double back. I sort of take things a little bit more seriously in my own free time. Especially in relation to the road course configuration. Let's give it a little bit of jacker. That guy wouldn't have moved over, we would have gone 3 wide there. I'm gonna say it. I complained about. Apparently we're 3 wide. I complained about it when R Factor 2 released their Indy car. I mean, come on. You get into the gray at Indianapolis, you go into the wall. That's how it's like worked forever. Like, what's this highline stuff? Come on. The race is in another 6 minutes or so. But seeing this race, what we're seeing here in practice, obviously in race it'll probably be a little bit different. It does kind of make me very worried to see what these cars will race like on the 1.5 miles. Because there is no aero push at all. And that just brings back horrible memories of the old IndyCar, the IR05, which I hated racing that thing on the speedways because it just was so freaking boring. You just sit in the slipstream, hug the white line. Anyone who dares to go to the high side and go for a pass ends up getting screwed over because it just doesn't work. So we'll see how that plays out. As for Christopher Jenkins, who is my favorite IndyCar driver, well, you know, if Montoya somehow gets into a car anywhere this year, which doesn't seem likely at all, you know, he's obviously he's my favorite driver, been my favorite driver forever. Obviously, he's now basically retired from IndyCar racing, although because of him, I'll be watching more IMSA this year. Ah! Sorry. Ah! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! That was all me. Apparently I don't have a push to talk key because my push to talk key is not my pit speed limiter key. Alrighty. But in terms of the drivers out there now, I'd probably have to say that I root for Graham Rahal, just because he's that guy that I think sort of embodies what made me a fan of Montoya. You know, back as a kid, just kind of the ragged edge. You know, you never know what you're going to get. One day he's going to pull up something absolutely incredible and just pass people like a madman. Then, you know, next time he's throwing his team under the bus constantly. I'm a fan of his driving, I'll say that much. Not so much a fan of some of the whining he's done over the years, but I definitely understand where it comes from, and, you know, racing drivers going to racing drivers, so. What happened to my steering? There's nothing wrong with my steering. This is an oval car. It's set up to turn left, if that's what you're asking about, why it's offset. I did a video on this probably a year or two ago, if that's what you're asking about. It's like called Oval Cars, Why You Do This. Just go ahead and look back at my videos. You'll find it, and it explains why this happens. Alright, let's give her all of the jacker. All the jacker! Alright, we got about 2 minutes till race time. That's one thing I will say. Yeah, I typically race the fixed setups in the Indy cars, and that probably won't change. You know, even with this new car. But I really wish iRacing would give you the option to work the tools in the car, you know, work the anti-roll bars, work the fuel mapping as well as the weight jacker. Because I think that those are things that are simple enough that it won't change, you know, anything or ruin the competition. You know, make it so heavily setup dependent or anything. Why are we going so slow? Why are we going so slow? 170 miles an hour through turn 1 in Indianapolis is not what you do. Not an Indy car. I hear with that stock car stuff. But totally lost my train of thought. Totally lost my train of thought, guys. Woo! But yeah, they should the joys of being an empty box. People say they're sorry, even though that it was all me. Like, I don't know why you're saying sorry when quite clearly I'm.
I just assume it's me in these cars.
Yeah, no, that was definitely on me. That was definitely on me. All right, push to talk. No, oh no. I think that's a button I have available. So, there we go. There we go. Nice save. It doesn't count as a save if you hit the other guy in the process to save it. They got the old Pocono still. I just forgot something. Oh hey, race is ready. Ding! It's race time. I know you love the old kart races. Do you think they should try scanning them old road courses? I'm pretty sure most of the tracks are already more or less in there. There's a couple that are missing, obviously. And of course there's the 800-pound gorilla that is the total lack of street circuits within iRacing. Please finish Long Beach. But I mean, if you're talking about the cars, which I'm guessing you probably are, like, I would love it because they are the greatest cars ever, in my opinion. But I mean, no one would race them. There's no purpose. And holy crap, these are 10-lap races? 10-lap races? Okay. Alrighty then. Alrighty. Guys, I guess we got a 10-lap race. I mean, yeah, the cars would be great, but no one would race them. I mean, the current cars have, you know, next to no participation. I don't think that this car is going to substantially change it, because on the road courses, it's still, at least initial impression, definitely seems somewhat similar. Like this stuff right here, grinds my gears. Come on, iRacing, fix it. Really? You can already do the pit exit restrictions. Like, why can't you just put it there? Like, drives me crazy. Nah, man, if you were to run an actual qualified setup here at Indianapolis in this car for a 10-lap race, you would be hosed. Like, in an actual qualifying setup, you know, that's fully trimmed out, you're not going to get away with it because you are that trimmed out. If you're actually going for it with your qualifying. Do we go for it, guys? Hell yeah.
Car outside. You're on the bottom, 3 wide. Outside, 2 wide. Clear. Car inside. Still there. Hold your line. Stay high.
Don't mind me, just casually flat footing.
That had to be next code.
Outside. Stay low.
That was netcode.
High side. Clear outside.
Here we go, boys. Here we go. Here we go.
Outside. Stay low. Stay low. Keep low. Still there.
I feel like my brain is just like, why are we going too wide here?
Still there. Hold your line.
Sorry.
Ah!
Low. There's a car on the high side. Clear. Inside. Clear.
I mean, it can't be something with the car. Unless the car literally has like all the downforce in the world currently on it. It's just like, it doesn't make sense. Alright, where do we get a start? Where do we get a start? Please be at the back. Please be at the back. I'm gonna start mid-pack, baby. Oh yeah!
The green. Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed.
Alright guys, it's week 13. It's unofficial. We're starting in the middle of the pack. What can go wrong here? What can go wrong here?
Going to the front.
Exactly.
Not.
Well, before...
Careful, there's an empty box on the track.
Please
Somebody get it off the track. Why we gotta have
Please,
debris on the
please.
track? Where's the caution?
Please don't.
Adam back may or may not be peeing right now. I don't think you realize.
Hey, I found my mute button. Hallelujah. I still know where that button is. That button, very important. Bet crash all. Guys,
Catch the pace.
do you not know who you're riding on board with? Like, you're riding on board with, like, freaking Wreck Avoidance champion right here. Just kidding. Now, this is week 13. This is an unofficial race. So, you guys know what that means. If there's a wreck, we're going for it. Week 13 is no lift week. If you lift, how dare you? I didn't kill Cart. Cart killed itself. Giving a carnage report per lap. Oh, it won't be that bad. I even recognize a couple of names as people who are somewhat competent, you know, so... I mean, there's at least 4 or 5 competent people in this race. We should be fine. Alrighty. Get ready. Going green. It was at this moment that Scott Goodyear thought it was a good time to accelerate. Heyo!
Get ready. Going green.
Alrighty, boys.
Carries in.
Hold on to your butts. We go now.
Green, green, green.
Poor restart, but
You've got 10 laps to go.
it's all good. We're going to go back a little bit here, but we'll go forward. Oh, he's just going to be like, you know what? Week 13. Don't want to be around anyone. It's week 13. Can't trust them any. Oh, joys, we already got Draft Snake going on. We already got Draft Snake going on. Come on, boy. Come on, stick. Yeah, whatever.
Car inside. Keep high. Clear.
Let's back out here. Try and time your run. 3 wide.
Inside. Clear. Car inside. Still there. Still there. Hold your line.
See, guys, I told you there was competent people in this race.
Still there.
Don't arrow push me, bro.
Clear inside.
You're a better jacker. Just fun to say, give her some jacker.
Outside. Stay low. Clear
This
outside.
racing is knuck and futz, man. This looks like the frickin' Star Mazdas when they put them on here. Hey, I'm not even joking. Like, this seriously looks like the freaking Star Mazdas here at Indianapolis. No, stay away from me.
The car inside. Stay high to the car on the low side. Clear inside. Car inside.
If Indianapolis looks like this come May in the real world, there will be brain aneurysms. Like, just
Still there. Hold your line.
does not compute.
You're in the top 10.
Got too good of a run there.
Still there. Still there. Stay low. Clear outside. You've got 5 laps to go.
All right, half distance.
Inside. Go
Woo! Woo!
to the car on the low side.
That goes saving my bacon.
Clear. Car inside. Stay high to the car on the low side.
Oh yeah, Indy will definitely be fine. It definitely will not be this.
Inside.
That's for dang
Stay
sure.
high to the car on the low side. Clear.
Suddenly I feel like there's like half as many cars in front of me. Gee, I wonder why. Where'd they all go?
You're in fifth.
She's getting pushy. I wonder if we might have damaged it. I feel like every single car in this race is either red or blue. Why is every car in this race red or blue? What is this like the new team racing or something?
Car inside. Still there. Hold your line. Clear.
Maximum jacker. We'll get there. We'll get there. Someone's still got to flip. I mean, we've gone like 3 laps since someone flipped, so. Here, don't mind me. Let me just scroll through my menus, set up my anti-roll bar. Make it a little stiffer.
You've got 2 laps to go.
Ah! Woo!
Looks
Ah!
like the car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane.
Yeah, if I was damaged, that would explain why the car won't turn. When you're missing half your freaking wing, you're gonna have a bad time. Oh man, who was the guy that went down the access
You
road
just got
there?
the white flag. That means one more lap to go.
Who was this guy? Oh, he bounced and got a little bit of assistance and had to go straight. Thought he went flying down there. I mean, we got this guy. Every car in this race, besides that green car and the magenta car, red or blue, and this guy's on team red and blue. I don't know, man. So looks like this guy's gonna win the race, and then he's gonna get wrecked, but not really. And now there's a bunch of dead people. Lots and lots of dead people. Lots and lots of dead people. Well, that was all fun and games until, yeah, everybody died. Yeah, they're all dead. Rip. Press F to pay respects, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into something else. So once again, you're gonna get a black screen, blank screen. We'll find something here. We will find something. Anything. So let's take a look at the race guide here. I haven't driven the LMP1 cars. I do have those. Eventually I'll go ahead and give those a go, obviously. So 8:30 here, which is coming up in 14 minutes. We could go ahead and jump into another Indy race at Indianapolis. Or we could go ahead and do some practice for an 8:45 start in the LMP1s at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. There are some dirt things, but I don't have my setup set up for dirt. So, what would you guys like to do? You can go ahead and LMP1, Indianapolis, IndyCar again. It seems like you guys are liking the LMP1. I would do the dirt racing because they did make some changes, and I really would like to test that out. But I'd have to put my shifter up on my desk, and I'd have to apparently like rebind half of my controls because everything's all askew since I've been racing the stock cars, because I may or may not have changed my button bindings without having that the check custom controls per car. So we're gonna go ahead and do the 919 here at Laguna Seca. Which, I haven't driven either one of the cars yet. I haven't checked the forums or anything on that, so I don't know if, one card's better than the other. One card's a turd, the other's awesome. But personally, the thing with the Audis, regardless of whatever game, whatever sim, going back to the R10, like, the diesel engines take so much for me to, like, mentally handle. Because it's just like, oh hey, and we're short shifting, but we're not really short shifting because this is how it's supposed to be done, because torque for days. But like, it just doesn't sound like a race car because of the fact that, I mean, it is a diesel, and you're used to the 82 billion RPMs going through the corners, coming out of the corners, and the thing just screaming at you when you get to peak RPM. But the Audi's just like, like, come on. So, Rutgers Kev, you come to my stream, tell me to join your Discord, and then say, let's race something together. you want to race something together, you race what I'm racing. That's how this works. Boom. Dynamite. Holy moly, we even got dampers for days, man. So anyways, let's take a look at the garage screen here. Downforce package, low and high. Hilariously, good job there, iRacing, not updating your tooltip. On tracks where average speeds are low, select high. On medium speed tracks, select medium or high. And on fast speed racetracks, select medium or low. Well, about that medium downforce package, guys, it's kind of not there. So we got standard tire pressures. For those of you guys sorely missing out on the IndyCar wickers and gurneys and all those options, apparently this car has like all of them because, I mean, what the hell are you even looking at? What the hell? Yeah, I'm running a rear wing 12 to 15 MP 5F, a 5GF. Yeah, that's how much rear wing I got into it. Front downforce trim points. Points of front downforce by which the base map has been altered by the components fitted. Points are a hundredth of coefficient data. The hell is all this stuff? What is this? Like, what the like, I'm not unfamiliar with the aero calculator. Obviously, you know, the IndyCar, every downforce car for that matter, you know, here in iRacing has that, and it makes perfectly good sense. But like, now we got points. We got heave springs, third springs, push rod length offset. That's basically your ride height control. Heave perch offset, which would be your just the static loading of the heave spring used to adjust ride height, and dampers on that. What's that? Roll bars. You know, I really like how iRacing does these things where they stick to like what the car actually has, but sometimes they just go a little bit overboard. Like, yeah, I'm running anti-roll bar G. What's that mean? Dampers, low speed, high speed, camber. For some reason, it looks like there's more options. Slope, that's a new option. Slope of high-speed compression damping curve is used in conjunction with the high-speed damping level to adjust the damping curve shapes. Yada, yada, yada. My goodness. If you want to engineer, if you want to spend time making setups, I mean, they definitely got some options. Oh, we can change LED strips. Yes. And thank you, iRacing. I should point this out because I complained about this on the forum like 82,000 times, and I will continue to do so. Since the Nissan release, they didn't include different pad compounds for the brakes, and I'm someone who always uses low friction. Thank you, iRacing, for including low friction brake compounds on the 919, presumably the R18, as well as the 2018 IndyCar, because like that is hugely needed. And please, for the love of all that is holy, put that on the GTP car, please, so that thing is actually somewhat reasonably drivable for me. This grinds my gears. So, hybrid regeneration. That's HYS. Gotta remember these things, guys, because I assume they're on the steering wheel, and shit's gonna be whack. Hybrid system deployment mode, automatic and manual, both use the same strategy. Cut deploy at % of projected speed and at end of next straight. Deploy cut is tuned automatically or manually. Hybrid system manual deploy trim. For manual mode, offset applied to the % projected end of straight speed at which deployment is cut. Okay. Okay then. Alright. Rock and roll. Rock and roll, guys. Let's just holy shit. These in-car adjustments, man. Oh, man. I mean, good gravy. Okay, let me just pull off track here. I gotta turn the hands off.
Oh,
My
they're showing us the
goodness.
black flag. You didn't exit the pit
Yeah,
safely.
we gotta turn the
We need
hands
to make
off.
a
That's
stop
not
and
the,
go.
on the setup. Someone was actually asking earlier why sometimes I have hands, sometimes I don't. When I'm running single screen like I am here, I prefer no hands because they just kind of get in the way. And honestly, I prefer no steering wheel. But I think for the viewer, it makes a little bit more sense with a steering wheel, because otherwise you end up with floating car syndrome.
Left side, keep to the right, clear.
I definitely feel like they got the seating position far enough forward here. Alrighty.
They say you cut the
This is
course.
going
You'll have to
swimmingly.
slow down and give up the time gained.
Alright, so what are the LEDs in the front left under the windshield? Are those brake lockup? Apparently. I gotta say, the one thing with the hybrid cars... Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where's the guy at? Okay, he's apparently over there. They do make some really awesome
Say you cut the
noises.
course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained. Right side. Clear.
Alrighty.
Left side. Clear on the left. You've got a slow car on the left. They
Oh,
say
come
you cut the
on.
course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
Well, I
You've got a
guess
slow car on the
Magnuson did
left.
get a penalty back in like 2009, so it's only fair. I feel like this thing just has like no speed. Alright, where's our... This thing gets into like 4th gear and you're just like... No mas, no mouse. No. Okay, I need that button from Assetto Corsa, which is like the boost juice button that just like gives you all of the hybrid. That's what I need. Just show me where that is and then I'll be good to go. can't see. The visibility is not that bad. So, one thing I will say, don't just smash the brakes because you will lock them. Which I guess that's a hybrid thing that they all tend to have high regeneration on the rear axle, which basically gives them more effective rear brake bias or something like that under whatchamacallit here. And we're at maximum regen, so I guess that in theory could make some sense. So traction control front, TCF. Alright. TCR, traction control rear, that makes sense. Fuel mixture. Higher numbers equals less power and less fuel consumption. Same way as the Indy car. Makes perfectly good sense. Leave that at 1 because we met maximum speed. Traction control. Okay, so there's just a lot of traction control options here. For manual mode, also the percent projected end of straight speed at which deployment is cut. 1 is -10, 6 is 0, 12 is +12. More deploy. Well, give us all of the deploy. But that's only for manual mode. Or do you have to do some laps to go ahead and get it calibrated? Alright, we will go into manual mode. Now, how do you deploy it? I suppose I probably need a freaking button for it. Back in my day, a race car just went fast when the driver hit the pedal on the right. Now he's got to hit the pedal on the right and press a button. Low fuel accept? Really? That's a button binding? Oh, man. Alright. HYS boost hold. I think that's the Assetto Corsa boost juice button there. Yep. Speeding in the pits, sorry, guys. Although I don't know if you noticed, that thing definitely picked up speed in an instant, man. 0 to 60 and... Alright, limiter on. Alright, I definitely feel like she's got a little bit more poke. Alright, boost juice! Oh, buddy, she's got some poke! Oh, man! Okay, so the corkscrew is kind of hard to see.
You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained. Car right.
Sorry.
Hold your line. Clear.
Noob driver.
Car on your left. Clear. Go right.
I kind of wish I would have started driving this car at like Le Mans, for one, because like Porsche curves. And for two, I feel like this track is just so small for these cars. That like, I'm just trying to catch up to it. Well guys, our timing display just went backwards. I wonder why that could be. Apparently we lost a a shed load of time down that straightaway compared to last lap through.
Go left.
Alright, we're going to deploy here as soon as we run off the track. What will she do down the front straight? 182 miles an hour, starting from off the track at Laguna Seca. This thing definitely turns in. Turns in like crazy. Warp speed! And we're all out of juice.
Right side. You've got a slow car on the left. Clear. Go right.
I will say, you know, I feel like this car, now granted, I don't think I'm ever going to be particularly good in it, but I can foresee myself racing this. Definitely going to have to get used to the brakes, figure out the hybrid system.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
But, you know, that's definitely not totally unexpected. Although I will say I can't wait for the jack wagon. He's like 25 seconds off the pace. Can't even keep up with the GTE cars. But he knows, he figured out the boost button. So, you know, every straightaway he's going to end up,
Car on your left. Clear on the left.
you know, running over GTE cars and murdering them.
Car on your left. Clear. Car on your left. Clear on the left.
So honestly, I feel like the, if I was running VR, like, I definitely feel like I would have a better perception of everything. But you gotta remember, I rarely just boost on out of here. Peace! I rarely, if ever, race on a monitor anymore. Like, the only thing I race on a monitor is Automobilista when I'm doing a video. So it's definitely kind of a little bit of an adjustment. Then you add, you know, kind of the wonky visibility out of these cars, but the name of the boost button is yeah, HYS boost something. There's also a boost on off button. Definitely have to be careful getting too deep into the corner. Like, I can guarantee if I'm playing in VR, I'm not missing the corkscrew every freaking time. So we'll flip it over to automatic, see if the boost juice works there as well.
You got a slow car on the right.
Alright, so we're giving her the boost. Because I suppose, if anything, this probably should...
Go right, go left.
hell is going on here, guys?
Left side.
If anything, this car should actually probably suit me relatively well, because I would assume it's not about late braking. Got to get kind of used to everything. The steering wheel is definitely distracting. It definitely got the seat really far forward here.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. Car stop on the left.
Dang it.
They say you cut the cord.
Oh man, why? But the Zanardi line is the best line. I mean, although I guess the problem is iRacing has competent track limit enforcement. I mean, the funny thing is, like, the corkscrew, like, people talk about the visibility. I've talked about the visibility. But, like, you can't see the corner anyway, so... Like, I just, like, can't find the right place there. And the corkscrew in particular. Alright, we should be about a minute from race start here. There we go, a little bit better. Alrighty. The race is now available to join, so we'll go ahead and hop on over. Oh man. This night has been a total mess. This definitely has not been solid driving. I think the VR has got me spoiled, honestly. Like, this car isn't difficult to drive. It's just like I have no consistency or anything. Like, I can't even... I'm not even hitting the same freaking marks, and that's not even a car thing. That's just just a driving thing, I mean. Because I know where I'm supposed to be. I know where I want to be, at least to get on the track for now, but it's just like not happening. But, you know, that is the whole point. Oh, hey, look at Kevin O'Keefe connected. And we can be starting in 11th. Oh, man. I'm scared. I'm scared, guys. We're starting in 11th. And if things go horribly wrong, I'll probably jump out of this race and jump into a... you know what? We're not even to the point where we should even look at the setup, honestly. But if things go wrong, we'll jump into another race at Indy. Because that was pretty freaking fun, I'm not going to lie. Although I'm not sure how I'll feel about that, you know, 6 months from now, if every race plays out like that. Not in terms of the carnage, but just how close the pack is. Because that would probably definitely drive me mad. Alright, so let's try a little bit of lift and coast here. Unfortunately, I can't see the display really all that well because my steering wheel is actually kind of blocking the bottom portion of my monitor. Woo! Well, that wasn't too terribly bad. We can do that. That's third fastest in the session so far. A little bit of dab of oppo there.
You got a slow car on the left.
I think we just need to pace ourselves. Haha, I have you muted, Kevin. I didn't hear you. Talking smack. Anyways, where's the regen gain? Alright, we're going to turn that down to 3. And we'll make more of an effort to control things ourselves. So hopefully we will survive. I don't have the most confidence. My driving has definitely been god-awful, hot, terrible. And hey, there is an Audi in this race. There's 2 Audis. Yeah, standing start. And 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, hybrid prototypes. Prepare thy boost juice.
Green, green, green. Car right. Still there. Hold your line. Clear. Right side. Clear on the right. Right side.
Trying to dodge everybody.
Clear.
Trying to dodge everybody. Oh no! No! Just derp. Derpopotamus Rex.
You've got a slow car on the left. Right side. Clear. Right side. Clear on the right.
Alrighty. Gotta shake that off. Oh, here comes boost juice.
You're in the top 10. Right side. Keep to the left. Keep to the left. Still there.
Give us the boost!
Clear on the right. Slow car ahead. Go right.
Alright. Now we're starting to get a hang of it. And we're wrecking on the straight. Alright. Well, at least now we're wrecking in the corner.
Clear on the right.
I mean, wrecking on the straight's just embarrassing, but when you wreck in the corner, I mean, that's just where you wreck. Here comes Green Guy again.
You're in 4th position.
Definitely got some understeer on the throttle. Well, there's like a billion T settings, so maybe we can tune that out.
Left side, still there. Hold your line. Clear on the left.
VR has spoiled me. It has absolutely spoiled me. Yes, you can still manually deploy it with the boost juice button. Oh hey, there's Rutgers Kev. I'm just baffled by the fact that these cars just don't have as much top end as I was expecting, to be entirely honest. Like, I knew the hybrid system and all that, like, the way it's deployed, you know, it's only at certain speeds where it's most useful because they only have so much, you know, boost juice to go around. So, like, it hits about 140 miles an hour, and then it just, like, yeah, nope, we're not accelerating anymore. Like, just how quickly it just, like, it comes out of the corner like an absolute demon. But then you're just like, and we're no longer accelerating. Oops. See, this is why I don't live stream, because it's just not conducive to good driving.
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down.
Oh, then again, yeah, hey.
Time gain.
Week 13, get on week 13. That's what this is for, yeah. By the way, speaking of the stream, besides my horrendous driving, how's it working out for you guys? Is the video quality fine and everything? Because my connection is, you know, terrible. So maybe if it works that could do this more often. And, you know, an actual proper race where we're actually driving properly. Although I don't know necessarily how well it'd work in virtual reality. So I'm just gonna say, there ain't no way I'm going back to driving on a monitor anytime soon. But for this type of stream, obviously, again, a couple people have asked, you know, why I'm not doing VR or anything like that. It's just because for this type of stream, where we're just really being goofy, doing silly stuff. Oh my goodness! My freaking brakes, man!
They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gained.
The brakes on this thing, man, just... Here. When we get down to turn 1, I'm just going to smash the brakes and we'll see what happens. I'm going to give you a hint. You just lock up in an instant.
Alright, there's the checkered flag. Better schedule some testing. We'll get them next time.
Oh, man. That was bad. That was terrible. I almost made the gap. Let's see here. Was that all 4 locked up and just sliding down the road? Well, we got the right side's locked and the left side's locked. They're all locked. See, again, going back to what I was talking about just a little while ago, the brake compounds, man. I mean, we're on high downforce. And I can just mash the snot out of the brakes, and not all that difficultly, just lock them all up. Like, silly iRacing. So, anyways, I think we'll go for one more. Not necessarily, the LMPs. Although if we do, we'd drive the Audi just for... So, we got 10 minutes until another LMP race, or 25 minutes for another IndyCar race. So, do we bust out the Audi? We could register for the Audi and then do the IndyCar at Pocono just in an offline private test. Just to kind of take a look at how Pocono looks. Like, I definitely will say, though, that the 919, like, I could definitely drive that no problem with a little bit of practice and actually taking things seriously. Like, I think it would definitely be harder than the HPD, but I do think it is a car that is fast enough compared to the GTEs that you're not going to have terribly many people, you know, running over the top of the GTEs. So actually, let me go ahead and check hosted, and I apologize for not having like this on screen or anything like that, but I just don't want to put that stuff on screen, you know. So we'll see if Pocono, yeah. There ain't nothing going on at Pocono. So what I'm going to do is All right, which one do you guys want? Leaving this up to stream. Leaving it up to you guys. The Audi in a race at Laguna Seca again here in about 10 minutes. Check out Indy at Pocono in between then and now. Or alternatively, do Indy at Pocono and then do another race at Indianapolis in the IndyCar. And that would be at 9:30, so bottom of the hour. So Indy all around? All right. I like this stream. You guys are on the IndyCar bandwagon here. So we'll do the Indianapolis the IndyCars at Indianapolis at the bottom of the hour, and in the meantime, I will go ahead and fire up a practice session here at Pocono. And yeah, you have to say it that way now. Pocono. So it'll be just a moment here while we load on in. And I guess there is the dirt stuff as well, but I don't think there's anything interesting in terms of the dirt content running right now. Because right now they have the Sling Mud for Fun, the Super Dirt Late models at Eldora, and then the 410 Sprint cars at Volusia, which that's not necessarily exciting. The Midget Cup for the Dirt Midgets is at Lanier, which is great fun, but I mean that's pretty standard. So let's go ahead and load up the Pocono setup. Presumably this is what they will be using for the fixed setup series come this next season. Looks like they have the gearing set to do 233. So we'll just go ahead and take a look around. There's so much space! Feels like there's like 10 times as much space. And there's a lot of glare going into turn 1. Oh, I remember what I was gonna do. I forgot about this. I forgot I was gonna do this. So we'll do some laps here at Pocono in the IndyCar, and then I want to jump into the LMP1, one of those cars, and take it to an oval, because I just have a feeling for some reason that should work. I don't know why, but just a gut feeling. There's a hell of a lot of glare off the road there. And I did set this to a morning session. It's definitely a lot smoother than what the old Pocono was. I think the cones on the fence are kind of a little bit overkill. It's super shiny in turn 1, man. Like these cones on the fence though, like at 3 markers so in advance. I presume those are for the stock car guys over there. What turn 4? LMP1 Oxford Plains. That man is on some PCP right there. Is he out his mind? So yeah, Pocono and IndyCar by yourself, it's just like every other track by yourself. Although somewhat interestingly, there's definitely a lot less grip there on the top line. Meanwhile, back in the Indy race earlier, he was going too wide. Yeah, Oxford Plains is in iRacing, and it is the worst track in the history of mankind. Just saying. I hate that track with a passion. They ought to just call that track English. Easy for me to say. They ought to just call that impending shoulder surgery, because he just constantly just left. And it's not like this where you have breaks in between the corners. It's just you're constantly turning various degrees of left. All right, we'll make a pit entrance next time by. I mean, Pocono is pretty much any other track in an IndyCar by yourself. You know, foot down and go. I mean, why is my wheel straight on the straights? Because the wheel offset. And it bugs me too because it just does not seem right. Too many years of, you know, NASCAR racing 2003 season. Nailed it! Oh man. Alright, so that was Pocono. Not a lot to see here. I mean, I guarantee you guys I will do a race from Pocono in this car in the near-term future. Probably more than a couple of weeks away, not even. So, let's zoom in, take a look at that little rear wing. I mean, look at how small it is. It's so cute. It's so cute. I just want to squeeze it. It's so cute. Cute rear wing is cute. Anyways. Yeah, I'm just going to throw this up here. Next combination here, before we get to the Indy race. What has... We need dirt. We got to do some dirt. There's a couple dirt tracks that were released today. You know what's great on dirt? 1,000 horsepower all-wheel drive LMP1s. That's what we're doing. We're taking the LMP1s to a dirt track because, of course, we are. We'll take the Audi just for the spirit of completionism, even though we probably won't go through everything. Audi R18. So what was the new tracks? Limaland or Charlotte? Which one would you guys prefer, Limaland or Charlotte? Dirt tracks. Get required updates. Apparently there's a required update. Okay, apparently I'm guessing that's not going to happen because I guess I didn't download the content earlier today. Although I swear I did. But hopefully we'll get a speedy update. Alright, so it's downloading. It's saying I got 2 minutes. And then we'll go there. I'm pretty sure any dirt oval track is too small to try an LMP1. I mean, like, yeah, they're only built for Le Mans, where there's like probably like 5 miles total worth of straight running track, you know? Like, I mean, I don't quite think that fits into the whole, quarter-mile bull ring nature of things. The camera menu, to change the camera angle, it's Control F12. And then you can also use Control WAS and D to sort of rotate around, Alt WASD to sort of do some panning stuff and all that. And then if you really want to get crafty, you can press Control Z, and then it basically gives you sort of FPS controls where it's WASD to move forward, backwards, left, right, and then the mouse controls where you're looking at, which is actually really kind of cool. Like, they should turn it into, like, I remember Netcar Pro had the Doom mode, as they called it, which was basically that. But iRacing should definitely probably get around to doing something with that. So just a couple of minutes here, not even that. 8 seconds to go on our update. Then we'll go ahead and give LMP1s a go. Yeah, I do kind of wonder what, like, let's say hypothetically, you know, Audi and Porsche, you know, they were given the go ahead. Like, some guy there, what's the name of the track? Road course did. But no, if Audi or Porsche, like, just went ahead and was like, hey, you know what? We're going to build a car to race in a dirt series, like, in the middle of nowhere in America, and this is how we're going to do it. Like, what would they come up with? Like, what would the best of the best, the most over-engineered car possibly imagine? What would it end up looking like for that situation? And apparently I can't find the dirt track at Charlotte. In fact, it's probably actually called that, isn't it? The dirt track at Charlotte. Yes, it is called the dirt track at Charlotte. How crafty. All right, so we're loading in here with the R18, the dirt track at Charlotte. You know, I really do need to get around to doing another open wheel history video. And it was something that I had a commentary basically out the door. And ooh, we got mood lighting in this here cockpit. She's got a little understeer on the throttle. Okay, we need to turn the traction control off, which is, oh my goodness, there's IBS mode. I mean, okay, so traction control front, I'm going to assume that that's one is off. We'll very quickly find out. One is off. All right, let's change the brake bias. Crank a little bit more rear braking. Not gonna lie. Incredibly disappointing, to be entirely honest. Just want to see what the different LED strips. I assume that's those guys there on the corners. I mean, she really just plows. I mean, it's not necessarily surprising, but I mean, it's definitely not surprising because obviously it's got slick tires and it's all-wheel drive. You know, it's not exactly made for. Alright, so let's get the timing up, guys. No! You get cocky with it, man. Boost button. I'm pretty sure hitting the boost button here would just be death. Alright, guys. Come around here. We're gonna go up to 6th gear. It's like you feel like you have grip, and then I almost kind of wonder if the hybrid system is deploying, but I would imagine that that doesn't deploy if there's any wheel spin detected. So let's turn that into manual, that way it won't deploy on us. Yeah, no, that's... Yeah, very poor dirt car. But you know what? We do have another track to test. We got 5 minutes before the IndyCar race. So I guess in the spirit of USAC here, we're gonna take the IndyCar. We're gonna plop that on dirt. Because I mean, let's be real. The IndyCar should be a superior dirt car compared to the LMP1. You got rear wheel drive, you know, so you don't have any of that, you know, fancy, you know, modern all-wheel drive gizmo stuff designed to make the car go fast and all the fancy differentials and everything like that. And apparently my game just decided to crash, so that's great. I don't know what's going on. Usually I haven't had any problems. But it just seems like tonight everything just going to crap. And now we're launching a test server and we're waiting. And waiting. Well, boys, I don't think it's gonna launch. No, there are no there's no rain tires because there is no rain in iRacing, and there's no multiple compounds in iRacing. Yay! So let me go ahead and restart iRacing service here, and I don't know if we're gonna make it before the Indy race. Hopefully we'll make it. If not, I'll just come back and we'll do it at the end of the night, because I think this next race will be the last of the night for me. And and again, I don't know if maybe we'll make streams more regular here or what. You know, this is kind of a week 13 thing. Just kind of wanted to jump in and, you know, huck some cars around. No real care in the world. Do stupid things because it's a stupid week. And apparently Lima Land just ain't happening. So let's try during the daytime. Maybe it's something with the night version. There could be some sort of goofy thing going on where something's bugged or I have to restart. All right, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. I guess let's go ahead and try the R18 at Lima Land, just to see if this is a problem or something. Maybe the IndyCar is bugged when you load in a dirt track or something. So maybe they're all like, you're trying to run an IndyCar on a dirt track. You realize how stupid you are? The hell is wrong with you? Or alternatively, the Indy Racing League sucked. Get over it. Stop it with this stupid. IndyCar drivers have to come from a dirt track, because otherwise you're going to fail tech. Why are we failing tech? We are too low. How the hell do we adjust ride height in this thing? All right. So, push ride length, offset, which way goes which? I can never remember. There we go. We'll just jack her up to the stratosphere. 'Cause we got a minute. We got a minute, guys. Sorry, Audi, I stuffed your mini multi-million-dollar prototype into the wall in turn 3.
And we'll come and get you.
So sorry about that. So yeah, that's Lima Land. It looks like a dirt track, some sort. Can't really tell because you can't see Jack out of these things. So we're going to go join the race here. So again, our black screen. Don't worry, if I do this more often, I will go ahead and at least put a picture or something there, a screenshot. That way you guys have something to look at. Right. Said the session was beginning, but I'm still sitting here waiting for join session as opposed to join practice. So, be just a little while. It would be really cool though if iRacing would actually allow different tire compounds. Like not in the sense that they're used in the real world, but like being able to bolt on the rallycross tires onto the LMP1s, just because that should be a thing. Everybody needs that in their life. LMP1 cars on rallycross tracks. I mean, well, let's be real. Makes all the sense in the world, does it not? Alright, so we're loading in here. If you take the IR18 into Kansas and just did laps, you can hug the apron for 49 laps until your fuel runs out without any sort of understeer. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're running by yourself and in the IndyCar is really, 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 really simple, because the cars have the downforce and, you know, that they need to make the corners, and, you know, that's that. It's when you start adding in more of a dynamic situation that things actually change. So I wouldn't put really any stock into that, because with the DW12 you could probably do the same if you had the in-car adjustments. So I don't know. I'm not too terribly concerned about that, but I will be concerned when we actually get to wait, can we load? Let's load the Iowa setup, see what happens. Oh, failed tech, alright. I was going to say, because it's kind of weird that they got all these setups in here, because I didn't think that they did it that way last time around, but... But yeah, it definitely does have me kind of a little bit concerned, you know, running the way that we ran the first race and how close everything was, and now there is no care in the world, that it very well could be basically just like the old car, the IR05, which I hope to goodness it's not, because I can't stand that. What the hell? That was some serious netcode, or was that just me not paying attention? Because I feel like we did not touch that guy at all. Like, not even close. And he quite clearly just went around spinning like a top. Like, I didn't feel any contact or anything, just boom. This guy has no rear wing. Oh, wait! Rear wing's just that ridiculously tiny. Seriously, though, this car looks so good.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear outside.
And that was called checking chat at 220 miles an hour. Generally not a good idea. Just drive right into a wall down the straight. Look like a moron. Draft Snake! It's my favorite cell phone game. Draft Snake. It's like Snake, only with another snake behind you, drafting you. I think that was actually 4 wide there momentarily. Brick the throttle and go! Yeah! Throttle brickage! Alrighty, checkers are out. I still say for the April Fool's joke this year, They absolutely need to go ahead and be all like, hey, Dirt Nürburgring. And like actually freaking do it.
1 lap to green. Line up on the outside. Pit road is closed.
Like, that would be amazing. Yeah, the tractor. I mean, that would be one Porsche that's actually decent on dirt. Eh? Eh? Yeah, sprint cars and midgets don't really work well at the Nürburgring because the whole, like, right-hand turn thing just generally doesn't go too well, if you know what I mean. Hey, good night, Mark. Have a good one. Although I will warn you, you're about to miss some shenaniganry going on here. There's a 120% chance of death in this race. And hey, look at it, the animated flags down there in turn 1. I hope they're synchronized with the right direction. Because otherwise, this game is literally unplayable if those flags are not blowing in the correct directions. And that is the most important thing that iRacing needs to do, is fix the flags. Yeah, the Silver Crowns do run offset tires, but the asphalt cars aren't too terribly bad. Like, you can road race the asphalt cars without too terribly much problem. Obviously, they're just not made for it. But the dirt cars, like, yeah, just good luck. I mean, the way they go through the corners is just obviously so entirely different than what you get on asphalt that they're just not designed in a way to work on that type of surface, doing that type of thing. Alrighty. What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and I hope to goodness this race isn't going on YouTube. Oh wait, we're streaming this race? Just kidding. I'm not gonna cut this out.
Ready, going green.
Might do an actual like serious race in VR some point this week and do a standard race video, but not here, not now.
You got 10 laps to go.
This night's been too silly to do an actual serious race. Plus it's week 13. You don't do serious races week 13.
Car outside. Still there. Hold your line. Clear outside.
Alright, hopefully we can get back up into this battle pack.
Go high.
Just want to make it clear, I was lifting because I was about to just stuff it into the wall there. I wasn't lifting for the wreck. These two were merely coincidental, not related.
Car outside. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Still there. Clear. Car inside.
Woo!
Clear.
It's super tight. Give her some jacker. I don't know how the hell we survived that, because that guy had us, he had us turned, man. I know, I don't think it's dirty air. I think it's just track conditions. I'd have to check to see what the weather is. I never do, because I'd never even think about it until it's too late, but... Oh, hey, this guy has no rear wing. You see that? That's no rear wing. You can barely tell the difference. And of course, finest tradition, we got Blinker McBlinkerson going on up here. Or, I guess, Blinky McBlinky face. Rip! We're done! We're done, boys! I'd just like to point... I would just like to point out, I'm pretty sure that you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing on stream here. I crashed so hard, I crashed the game. That's one thing. But apparently I hit the wall at 2,387 miles an hour. We hypersonic, boys! Hypersonic! Oh, man. And... I have to now reboot my steering wheel. It literally just froze up solid there. Oh my goodness. This stream, man. This stream. It's like the shenaniganry of freaking Tokyo Extreme Racer with the silliness of iRacing crash physics. Alright, I was very unsatisfied with that result. Like, I kind of feel like I just want to do another race just to, like, get a natural race there. Because, like, we were just starting to get there into the group. Things were starting to pick up, and then... just, nope. Yeah, I don't think the safer barrier does anything at 2,000 plus miles an hour. Yeah, it'd be like crashing an SR-71, just like straight down into the ground, going as fast as you possibly can, like full afterburner, just like, well, we're gonna die, so we might as well make sure we die. But anyways, we only got a couple moments to decide here. Do we join in the LMP1 race at Laguna Seca again, or do we wait till top of the hour for a Indy race? So it's up to you guys. One last race, another Indy race, and that shenaniganry, or LMP1 race. It's up to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get a drink here real quick, so just one moment. All right, it seems like we have an overwhelming amount of support for the shenaniganry that is the IR18 at Indianapolis. But while we're doing that, let's just try out let's Let's try out the, what is it called? Delora IR18. Let's just try that at one of the older tracks. Let's just try that Eldora, see what happens, see if it crashes again. Yeah, there ain't going to be a carnage report for this stream, unfortunately, and unfortunately, I can't go back and get that wreck because it happened and then I crashed the game. And there we go. So apparently the IR18 is bugged when it comes to dirt tracks, which is incredibly disappointing. We can try out the DW12. I mean, it's basically the same, only it's actually got a rear wing on it. But so let's go find the dirt track. And hopefully this will work. That way we can get our 1960s alternate universe IndyCar racing thing going on here. Nope. Really? Really? Alright, let's try the McLaren. If the McLaren works, the McLaren F1 car, I'm going to be like, what are you doing, iRacing? I mean, if any car that should not go on dirt should go on dirt, it would definitely have to be the frickin' Indy car. Like, you got the heritage and the history and everything. Like, why? I don't get it, man. And there is no sound. That would be because I turned the sound all the way down. Good job, self. No video, no picture. That is bizarre. Let me try restarting things here. Apparently we hit the wall so damn hard. We broke everything. My computer ain't even working right now. We hit the wall that hard. No, it's still working. OBS is still working, so I don't know what went on there. Alright, so what was the new rallycross track? Sonoma. Oh my goodness. This has really turned into a shit show all of a sudden. Alright, so I'm restarting the iRacing service and all that stuff here, so just a moment here. We'll see if this actually does anything. Because I could end up having to restart the whole thing, which would suck. So we'll try and boot into Rallycross with the Rallycross at Sonoma, which was the new layout that was released earlier. and with the IR18 IndyCar. Nope. iRacing, what's the deal? What's the deal here? All right, so I'm just going to go into Indy practice at this point, because apparently it's just not meant to be, and then hopefully we'll try figure it out why things have gone totally screwy. I will say though, I do really find it very fun when you hit the wall so hard the game crashes. Like, that's one of those things where even in like a serious race, when that happens to me, and that has happened to me in a serious race before, you're just like, I can't even. I can't even. Whatever. I'm fine. I guess that's just the way it is. So yeah, I'll try and add a new source thing here. Alright, we got video again? Looks like we may have video again. Now I just need to figure out how to be a total noob here and make this all work. Alright, we're back in action. Let me just change this around here, make sure we get the chat on top. Woo! Alright. That was something. So one thing, obviously, for those of you guys who are interested and have this, content here in iRacing, if you want to go ahead and join up and hop on in, there's that to look forward to. Like, I was seriously kind of debating whether or not I should actually make this stream live after the fact, or just leave this as something that happened, and only the people who were there actually will remember this. But when you hit the wall that hard at 2,367 miles an hour or whatever, you're just kind of like, yeah, just leave it up there, The comedy is there. And to think I started this night with the best of intentions and actually taking things somewhat seriously-ish. And then I jumped into the IndyCar in Indianapolis and found out that holy bejeebus, it's a restrictor plate race in NASCAR. Like, was not expecting that. Hopefully it's just a thing where some specific settings or something are just kind of a little bit out of skew or whatever. Who knows? Yeah, that should be my new in-between race video. Just put that picture there. So I imagine the people watching, who didn't see it there, would just be like, what's this picture? And then all of a sudden they'd be like, you're going 2,000 miles an hour, man. You realize you're going 2,000 miles an hour in that picture? Sir, do you know why I pulled you over today? No, officer. Is my taillight out? I clocked you doing 2,387 miles an hour. I'm gonna need your license and registration, please. if you didn't see it, well, I'll leave this stream up and you can go back and someone will inevitably track it down to the exact timestamp when this stream goes up as a rewatchable video. But it was literally about 10-15 minutes ago, going into turn 2 at Indianapolis in a race. The guy went flying over my head, literally, because that's what these races are. And then, boom goes the dynamite. I gotta say, I'm not really huge on the whole streaming thing. Like, I never really thought it was my cup of tea. But between, you know, the freaking 2,387 mile an hour crash and the fact that that will live on hopefully forever every time I crash, as well as Tokyo Extreme Racer, obviously, and all the fun that is. It's like, you know what, this is actually kind of fun. There might be something here. I'm pretty sure if you really did hit the wall at 2,387 miles an hour, you would go through the wall. You would just be a tunnel boring machine for anything that's about 30 feet in front of you. Like, you would be a literal bunker buster bomb, right? Like, they could just drop you out of an airplane, just, you know, going four stories deep, 40 feet underground, just leaving a crater. There you go, knock down the wall. Mr. George, knock down this wall! If Ronald Reagan was in charge of cars. Can you imagine? There'd probably be some kid walking down the street in, like, Chicago. Just, like, all of a sudden, like, here comes a freaking, like, here comes the right mirror flying across the sky, leaving, like, a little flame trail behind it because it's going so fast. Is that a meteor? No, Timmy. That was just a race car flying by. It looks like somebody spent some time working on their setup here, getting her trimmed out. Now, what did you think was gonna happen there, man? What did you think was gonna happen? Like, come on. Ow. To be honest, I should have been in there anyways, but, you know, week 13. Oh, there goes a guy getting on the track. Just imagine the people outside Area 51 as they see a, you know, frickin' left front tire off an Indy car going flying by at like 50,000 feet.
Car inside, clear inside, go high.
Alright,
Still there.
we're coming up on the race session here. The countdown's beginning, but what I'm going to do is
Clear inside.
I'm going to chuck it into the attenuator. Crash test research, man. Crash test research. Alrighty, here we go. How's she fare?
You're going the wrong way.
That was kind of boring. That was definitely a boring subsonic wreck right there. Just they sure do build them strong. Anyways, we're gonna join the race here. Hopefully this time we keep it under the speed of sound. Then again, if we do, if we do go hypersonic, yeah. See, you would have survived if you had the arrow screen. I would have survived if the chassis was made out of unobtainium. And we're starting 21st. Yes! Yes! Starting at the back. Heating up my tires. Gotta heat my tires up, man. Look at me, guys. Totally safe pit exit. I would like to see the Mach 3 crash testing. I think that'd be worth watching. We got a guy wrecking on the straight. He's drunk. He's drunk. Someone help that man. How is this guy going? Silly noob, can't even crash at 2,000 plus miles an hour. You know, the great thing, though, about when you're running in clean air in the Indy cars, you know, and you're just foot on the floor all the way around. Like, I literally take my left foot just, like, way away from the brake. In fact, right now, just so you know, I actually have my left foot on the throttle. Our right foot's just out there chilling, doing nothing. Oh, we got another guy warping all over the place, jumping up and down. Alright, boys. Warm-up is over. I feel like this car, based off of what I've seen here so far tonight, in Indy Fixed, like, oh my goodness. Like, it's, oh my goodness. Oh man. Gonna end up getting friggin' Pegaroros, those guys, in this car, and if it's gonna race this way everywhere, it's just like, yeah, nope, I'm good. I'm good. Alrighty, crack my knuckles. Ready to go. Let's do this!
Catch the 777 car. Catch the 6 car.
Alright, I will catch the 777 car. Aussie man. Cones everywhere. Alright guys, according to the flags, we have a tailwind going into 1, which is going to mean that we're going to have a headwind coming in 3. It's very critical. Three wide starts at Indy. Could you imagine 3 wide starts at Indy with the iRacing crowd? Like, just nope. Just everybody dead. Everybody dead before he even gets to the yard of bricks. Alrighty. Let's make it a good one. And hey, at least this time in this race we have more different colored cars rather than everybody being in a red car or everybody being in a blue car for some suspicious reason.
Get ready, going green. The pace car is in.
Alright, we're backing them down, backing them down.
Green, green, green. You've got 10 laps to go. Outside. Stay low. Keep low. Clear outside.
I do believe that was 4 wide.
Go low. Car outside. Clear outside. Car outside.
I do believe that was 4 wide right there. Alright, we'll see if we're damaged. That was really square contact, so we very well could be perfectly fine. If I had virtual reality going right now, I'd just like pop up out of my chair and just take a peek. She turned in fine. Alright, I think we're still in it. In the 9 car, that's the guy right in front of us. Oh my goodness, it's it's so crunched up. It seriously looks like the Skip Barber wing when it gets damaged. Not even joking.
Outside. Keep digging. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Clear outside.
Oh, we got people crashing. Man, I'm really excited to see what happens week 1. Anybody know where the schedule is for Indy Fixed week 1? What track they're racing at? I think we're going to learn a heck of a lot that race. Is this beta or something? No, this is iRacing, man. beta. Come on. Just sail it on in here. Your rear wing is hosed, so we're gonna just go ahead and
Hold your line.
chuck it up the inside here.
Hold your line. Outside, too wide. Clear outside.
Give her some jacker. Yeah, homestead in this car. That sounds like it should be fun.
Inside.
Don't mind me, just gonna casually sneak up here.
Still there. Clear.
And I will say, I do really like how the RPMs are on the steering wheel. Not just the LEDs. 'Cause it makes it a lot easier
Clear outside.
to know just how many RPMs you have before you hit the limiter. A little bit of push there.
Outside. Still there. Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Clear outside. Still there. Hold your line. Clear outside. Car
We
inside.
might be damaged. Or he might just be running more
Still
wing.
there. Clear inside. Outside.
Wink.
Clear.
We got a head of steam here.
Outside. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Car outside. 2 wide.
Blast
Clear.
by.
Got 2 laps to go. You're in 5th.
Ten nine five. 11.95. All right, let's see if we can maybe get a podium here.
Flag. 1 more lap to go.
Pretty far back.
Go high.
Got a guy flying. Nope. We were coming though. We would have.
Slow car down low. Go high.
They had a good chance of making more positions up though.
Flag.
Woo! Woo!
Right the opposite. Really well.
When you get down there in the corner and you're off of it, the downforce comes off, and you have all of the weight jack thrown in the thing to make it turn really well, so you have zero resistance and no scrub. These can get a little exciting. Not so hard. Oh, that was a...
Okay, the race is over. Bring it on in.
Week 13, man. Week 13, just... Can't wait for animated pit crews, guys. How about you? Looks like we might have had a bit of damage. I could be wrong, but it definitely... It's definitely some different looking damage, though, compared to past, because I can't recall a wing ever bending like that. Unless that's just how the wing is and I'd never noticed it, but I thought they used... Well, no, they didn't use the same main planes and all that. But, here, we'll go ahead and replay the trackside. So we wind things down here. Well, guys, that was definitely something. It was definitely something tonight. A little bit of everything, and oh yeah, I know. Projecticon? Because earlier tonight in one of the races I did, I broke the right front wing off. I think that was actually the first race that I did. But although I will say that didn't. I was pretty surprised by the fact that that's a little bit of damage. Didn't really seem to hurt us. And go away, Flux. Not now. Now is not the time. She is one beautiful looking machine, though. Is it May yet? Is it May? Oh my god. It better be May. Rollfold just drove the bottom split 11 p.m. race with an Xbox 360 controller. Finished 11th out of 28th. Started last. Alright, I was going to end it there, but whoever mentioned it, LMP1 car on an oval, I just feel like I should probably do that. I guess we'll drive the Audi for the sake of completionism. We'll take it to Pocono. I don't know. It could absolutely be horrible, but for some reason I feel like that combination should actually probably work better than what people would think it would work. Oh, that would explain the drunk driving. Parker, were you the guy who was driving drunk in practice, swerving all over? I mean, let's see here. We need to load the low down force. Now, I'm not a chassis engineer here or anything like that, but I do know you lower the left sides, you raise the right sides, because you know stresses and all that stuff. We're gonna take all the wing out. Wait, what the hell? What? Okay, so you have your aero packages. That makes perfectly good sense. But then you have two different configurations within those configurations for everything, and so anything over here has no effect on the high downforce package. Vice versa. Oh my goodness. who the hell is gonna actually figure this stuff out? Like, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. There ain't no how. Well, we want no downforce. We want no rear wing. We might have to trim it out. Figure out this aero calculator. LLK cooling affects engine oil. Less blocking adds cooling. Total downforce and drag. Shift aero balance. Reword. So we want more blocking. Which one is more? Which one is more? Seriously, iRacing, get your stuff together. Water cooling. Water cooling affects engine coolant. Less blocking adds cooling. Alright. Wait, less blocking adds more downforce and drag? So more blocking removes downforce? And again, which one is which? What does HC heck mean? What does that mean? Front brake ducts. What's 1 plus FBD scoop? What's this mean? This is the big snorkel. Guys, we can run the big snorkel. What the hell? Oh, who makes this stuff up, man? All right, we want positive camber. Man, it seems like you can. We'll just max out the cambers. Woo! That's a lot of camber. That's a lot of camber. I suppose. I'm sure there's some, high-level setup guru watching this stream right now, knowing what I'm trying to do at this moment, is just like shaking his head, just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? To be entirely honest, I'm asking that question myself. And the thing that grinds my gears, why can't we just have like a simple ride height adjustment? Do we really need to go through this heave perch offset? Does there not come a point where you're just like paying a little bit too much attention? Oh, the dynamic brake bias migration. Oh, that's kind of nifty. Okay, we should be set. Except for the gearing, but let's see. Because, I mean, when you think about it, these cars do, 200 miles an hour out of long. And, I mean, that's when they still have to turn. So, I mean, imagine when they don't have to turn, right? And this is actually not as fast as expected. Although, you know what? If I could keep it out of the wall on the straight, that'd be great. Topping out about 200 miles an hour here. What the hell is 6th gear used for here? What is the point of 6th gear with this baseline setup? But you know what? You're maxed out about 200 miles an hour. The acceleration, I mean, Indy Lights right here. Telling you, Indy Lights confirmed. Two hundo. It's probably because I'm running that HC hex setting. That's probably the one that does it. That's like the turbo mode, you know? Yeah, it is surprising how little speed is scrubbed off. I think that was turned to a Pocono there, 2 miles an hour difference. John Douglas, I'm pretty sure I got it as trimmed out as trimmed out as gonna get here. Like without knowing what like every last one of the settings does, because iRacing chose to name them in the most over-the-top detail possible. And I'm pressing the hybrid button. Nothing is happening here, unless I need to rebind it because it uses a different hybrid setting than we'll just leave that playing in the background because it looks cool. LMP1 car is at Pocono. Hosted session tomorrow. Get you some. All right, where is it? No, it's got boost. All right, what we need to do, manual boost. I can't tell if the battery's charged or anything. I'm just gonna have to widen the field of view, that way we can see the steering wheel. What does all of this stuff mean? Apparently they decided that they got to have a gear indicator on the rear view mirror. Oh, that's kind of cool. Engine rest behind safety car, 3,000 RPM. That's interesting. And pit speed, presumably if they have a pit speed limiter failure, 2,500 RPM at first. Howdy, man, they thought of these things. Alright, so we need to charge the battery. So we're getting that battery charge going. That's a 50%. No, I don't want no boost. No boosties. I think we have to go back, bind a button to the boost off. Because some guy mentioned that earlier. HYS, no boost toggle. Now, how do I know there's no boost on? I'm pressing the no boost button. I'm getting boost. There we go. Boost has been disengaged. We got 96% go fast juice. I mean, if anyone thinks this is stupid, may I remind you that they took the 917-30 to Talladega to go 230 miles an hour back in the 70s. So, I mean, sports cars on an oval, I mean, there's precedence. So I'm going to go ahead and run a couple laps, get the temperatures up and everything. Make sure we're fully up to speed. I almost hit the wall again. And then we'll give it a boost lap. Because we're only going to get one boost lap because there's going to be no recharge. And I should have turned that HC heck thing off. That's probably what's killing us. And apparently, right under the green number that says 1 second, The 196 right now, that's the speed. This car sounds horrible. Yeah, it does. It does sound pretty bad. Could you imagine if you just bought a new car for like $200 million because that was like their budget? I think it's like $240 million was their budget to run a season. But, and it was making all sorts of squeaky noises like that. You'd be like, what is this? Come on, really? Flip it into 6th. Alright, here we go with the boosties. VTEC just kicked in, yo! Nope, can't flat foot it. And now we're all like, depressing speed. Oh man. It goes like hell and then it runs out of all of the juice. It's like, yep, nope. We're done there. And apparently dragging the brake does not recharge the battery. The squeaky sound is the hybrid system doing its hybrid thing. Alrighty. Steven, you the man. You're the man. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. I mean, here, let's just... We're going to go to Iowa next and see how it goes there. Watch the speed coming out of the corner when I turn the boosties on. Alright, 193. VTEC just kicked in, yo. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, man. Oh, man, when that hybrid kicks in, man. When that hybrid kicks in, man, you gonna feel it. You gonna feel it, indeed. Alrighty, we're gonna go during the night, and I'm gonna actually go ahead and set up the weather to basically be like Grip Jesus going on here. We're going full on just shenaniganery, and we're gonna put heavy fog on just for the hell of it. Yeah, clean the marbles. This is gonna be something. So we'll load in here. Give it just a moment. This is seriously the end of my night here. This is 10:30, man. I gotta work tomorrow morning, man. Ooh, it's spooky dark. All right, let's turn that HC heck off. Remember, increase front brake cooling, but more front brake cooling would be fully open, right? I don't know. You people in your... It's spooky. Got to turn my hybrid boost juice off. And you know, I assume this no boost thing on the steering wheel, that little light on above it, is probably supposed to light up. Or is that for the KERS button? But like, I feel like it should tell you if there's no boost. Your boost system is overridden. Having to lift out of it there. We're doing 170 miles an hour down the straightaway before I throw it. Throw it into the wall. I mean, 170 miles an hour. It's definitely moving it. The no boost toggle does actually turn the boost off. You can tell over here because the battery charge isn't going down, but it seems very wonky. Like, you hit the button and it just doesn't seem to work. It seems like you have to press it a time or two. Alright, let's get a feel for the line here. Lift a little bit on entry. Plow on exit. Alright, we're going to add some more front downforce. So, front lean angle. We need to add. 2 ought to be fine. Just pulling random numbers out of my backside here. That's what I do. Like, it's almost like you got to hit the hybrid turn-off button twice for it to actually work. And I probably should have made the gearing a little bit shorter. Sailor on in on the high side. One thing I will say, you can't really, these cars don't work on ovals for the sole simple fact that you can't see the freaking corner. Like, you're looking right in front of you. God dang it, Mike. Stupid. We'll turn the battery back on. I want to have maximum boost, that way we can get a maximum boost lap. Although actually, regain at 9, that was maximum regain. Seeing how we are lifting, we might be able to actually somewhat recharge. LMP1 on ovals, for those who like their oval cars to plow like dump trucks. Alright, here we go. Apparently I've reached the deployment limit. They say no more! No more booze! Well, the thing is with the hybrid system, if you drag the brake, now I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be or not, but if you drag the brake, it's not going to recharge. Dang it. Like, you have to be all the way off the throttle for it to actually recharge. Yep, Ninja, you missed the IR18 portion of the stream, where we went near hypersonic. Literally. Look at the ghost car just like hauling in there. But alrighty, we know that we're only allowed so much boost, and it's... Man, you scrape the wall on this thing, you lose all of the speed. So what we want to do is we want to try and use some boost coming out of turn 4, but not all of it, just enough to give us a little boost. Then use a little bit more boost, and then coming out of turn 2. Have a good one, Pulsar. It's so dark because I turned the fog all the way up. That's what happens when you turn the fog up. It's so pushy out of 4. Alright. Next lap will be our goal lap here. Let's do it. Push coming out of 4. There we go. $18,226. All of the rear wing is out. I suppose we could just go ahead and recharge it ourselves here. Alrighty, getting up to speed here. Apparently I lost like half my battery charge. Said no boost. When I want boost, I will ask you for boost. Until then, shut your boost up. No, why are you boosting? What the hell? Did I accidentally... Could that be? If I have it set to turn off... I'm fighting the car! That's nuts! Alright. No, I'm in manual deployment. Alright, Control, delete it. Yeah, Iowa is pretty similar to Richmond. It's a bit more banked, though, and it's also progressively banked, and it's a little bit bigger. All right. Give her the boosties. Do the pulse boost. Just keep tapping the button. Well, guys, it's not terrible. Like, I mean, it's drivable. I mean, it's not. Wait, did we hit 195 there? Holy crap. Yeah, 190. 195 at Iowa before we lifted. That's faster than the freaking Indy cars go, man. So, yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. But, anyways, actually ending it here for now for real. So, I'm going to call it a night. You guys in the same time zone as I should probably call it a night too. Sleep is good for you. But, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed some of the shenaniganry. Try and keep it into low orbit at worst. Don't be like me and try and hit 2,300 plus miles an hour in the Indy car. But, yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.